Hello to everyone out there and welcome back to my channel. Today is the sixth day of the 31 Days of Tarot challenge by Ethony, and today's prompt is: what are the decks that we are anticipating for 2020? It is a little bit unusual with the lighting here. It is a little bit dark, but I found that this is the best way you can see actually the screenshots on my phone that I made of the decks. So I divided this in two parts. Part one are the decks that I anticipating, which are currently in pre-order status. Um, and part two are the decks that I am anticipating for myself in 2020, which are out there for a while or for a little while, but I didn't bought them yet, but I wanna buy them in 2020. And I'm excited to get them and to work with them. So, part one, decks that are currently in pre order status. The first one is this beauty. And this is the Spacious Tarot. The Kickstarter campaign, I think it was on Kickstarter, is closed. They're funded. It is created, it is finished, and they are shipping out currently the decks for the Kickstarter campaign. Then they will send the decks for the people that are pre-ordered the deck on their website, and then they will send the decks to different selling companies, um, which have this deck on pre-order status as well. Because I live in Germany, I didn't pre-order it on their homepage, but I will pre-order it on Little Red Tarot because Great Britain is currently still in the EU, in the European Union. So the shipping isn't as expensive, and it is a little bit quicker than if I order it from the United States. And secondly, there won't be too many problems because of taxes and import and such. So I will pre-order it there, and therefore I think it will still um, take a little bit of time until Little Red Tarot gets it, but they are sending out, so it is sure that they will getting it in the beginning of this year. And I love those I love this art style, and I love how they depicted the cards. Um, at least the cards that I saw on this. And I also follow them on Instagram because I love this artwork so much. So, oh, sorry. It did come on the camcorder. The next thing that is in pre-order that I want to get is the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot, but the mini edition. So the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot is in Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, but it has a unique coloration, and I love the coloration of this deck. I think it is fantastic. It looks a little bit old colored, but also it is much naturally colored, realistically colored, and just gorgeously beautiful colored. And the mini deck comes out, at least here in Germany, from the information that Amazon gives, on the 8th of July. And I love to have mini tarot decks because I haven't a lot of space to record here. The table that I'm recording is very small. So I love to have mini cards so that I can do a bigger spread or have more cards, and it will still fit on this space, but also it is very good to have in your travel bag or to carry around, and it's very handy to shuffle. So I love mini decks and I find them cute. So I want the mini deck version of this one. Another thing that I find very interesting, these two decks that I show you now are in pre-order status on Amazon, and I find them very interesting. I didn't do a lot of research on them yet, so I'm not sure if I want them or not, but the picture that I saw in the on Amazon, I find them very intriguing, and I think this could be something for me, but I'm not sure. So I think on these two, I will do a little bit more of research and maybe even wait until someone else gets it and does a walkthrough of it. But I find them interesting enough to put them on my wish list and to do research. And the first one is the Dark Wood Tarot by Sasha Graham and the art by Abigail Larson. This is expected to come out on Amazon here in Germany, at least on the 8th of June. And I love this artwork. It has something to it. It is a little bit on the darker side, not in the sense of gothic or anything, but a little bit on the a light touch on the darker side, but also on the woodsy storytelling side of things. And I think this could really be an interesting deck. I would love to see more cards so that I can really make the decision or see if this is really the thing that I'm expecting out of this picture or if it's not. But I find this interesting and I want to research it more. And the next one is the Liminal Spirits Oracle deck. I love the art that it's used here. I love the idea of liminal space, liminal spirits that are used or that this deck is themed around. There are some animals in here, so we have the peacock, but also some fantasy creatures like the mandrake and some blazes. So this is the cave, and I found that very interesting to to work with this combination. Also, I like the art style of this. I think this looks beautiful, but I'm not sure if all of the deck if I like all of the decks, so I want to do a little bit more research on that. This is expected to come out on Amazon here in Germany on the 8th of May. So you guys, did you recognize the thing? All those three decks come out on the 8th of a month. So we have 3 times 8 for me. That's an interesting fact also. So that were the decks that are currently in pre-order that I find interesting or I want. Now we come to some other decks that are currently on my wish list that I will buy in 2020 if they're still on print and still available at the time when I want to buy them. I hope so. So the first one, we start with tarot decks. The first one is the This Might Hurt Tarot. I love the modern take on it. I really love the Eight of Swords in it. I love the black holographic edges. I love the name of this deck, This Might Hurt. I think it is very interesting. And I watched some walkthroughs because this was a deck I wasn't sure about if I would really like it so much that I really want it, or if it's just, yeah, it's beautiful, but kind of thing. Um, is it really so beautiful and so special that I really need it in my collection? This is Rider Smith based, but on a modern take, and it is very there are very a lot of variety in the humans depicted. In fact, of body type, of skin color, of age, of gender, of there is even a handicapped person in here, I think, and I like that too. Also, normally I'm not a fan of really modern decks that have modern scenes in them. I get why you want to do that, or why people like that, because we live in this world that is then depicted on the cards, and so they're more relatable to our lives. But I want something with tarot, I think. I don't know. It is something that bugs me with this when they're too modern. But with this deck, this it's I don't care that it's so modern. Maybe it's the first deck that I like that it's so modern. Except maybe for the Bad Bitches Tarot, which is modern too. But this is more fashion reliable and not really modern scenes. And the Cesare Beto, that is also a more modern deck, I think. But this is even more modern, if that makes any sense. And I finally came to conclusion after watching a ton of reviews and walkthroughs that I want this deck. And because of the walkthroughs, I still wasn't sure. I liked it, but I wasn't sure if I really want to get it. But then I got to the Little Red Tarot shop to watch if they had the Spacious Tarot, or if it's still on pre-order status. And they have the This My Tarot too, and that was the place where I first saw this deck. And I scrolled down and I saw the Spacious Tarot. It was still on pre-order, and I scrolled down and further down, and there wasn't a This My Tarot, and I was really shocked. And I thought, oh no, does this is this deck still available, or does it sold out? And then I found it and they still had it, and I was very pleased about that. And that was the moment that I really um yeah, that I really think of, and that made me really clear that I wanted it, because I was so shocked that it was gone. So this is also a deck I want to get, and I plan to get in 2020. The next deck is the Way Home Tarot. And this is a deck that I saw on a homepage which sells tarot and oracle decks also here in Europe. So I haven't the total chaos and complications of import and waiting for shipping and the very high shipping costs. And I saw this on this page and was like, that looks interesting, especially with the court cards. And then I Googled it and I thought, okay, maybe this is worth looking walkthroughs. And then I saw walkthroughs of the truth and story and such, and I thought, I did watch a walkthrough of this deck with the truth and story, and I didn't put this walkthrough in my wish list of decks. Why did I not do that? And I watched the walkthrough again, and I was like, oh my god, I'm in love with this deck. I can't explain um, why I didn't save this walkthrough and this deck on my wish list, because I love this so much. Um, I can't explain why I didn't love it. I can't find the reason. But I want this deck, and I want the tarot book, which was put out and written by the same creator of this deck. Um, what I loved about this in this deck, I loved the chord cards, and what I loved about the book is how she writes about the chord cards for as a family, and how she describes the personalities in this family. I think I saw this walkthrough and a thing of the book by either it was Tom Benjamin or The Hermit's Cave. I don't know. So I want this and the book of hers too. So the next one is this beauty here. And this is the Marble Moon Tarot. And oh my god, you guys, these edges are everything. I love these edges. I love the screen color. My favorite colors are turquoise, um, and a lime poisonous green. And this is exactly this green. And I didn't, so when you see edged decks, they're most often gilded in gold. Sometimes they're silver, sometimes they're black, but lime I didn't see. There is the I don't know what that's called. That has in the independent version green edges as well. But those lime edges, I saw this in the shop. This picture, and I was like, oh my god, those green edges. I want to look at this deck more. And I didn't find a lot of walkthroughs or videos about this deck on YouTube. So this is how the cards look like. I love that they changed pentacles, or she changed pentacles to crystals, because I'm a crystal lover. And I'm crystal obsessed. And I think that fits perfectly because crystals come from the earth. It is a little bit whimsical. It has lighter colors in there. It is a little bit crazy sometimes. I also found the creator of this deck then on Instagram, and she was so, I really found her lovely, this person behind this deck, and I really vibed with her. And so it's not only those green edges, but also the creator of this deck that I love, and also most of the cards I think are gorgeous in this deck. So I want this deck and I want to give it a go. And then the next one is this beauty here. This is the Serpent Fire Tarot, the last edition. The creator said that this would be the last edition that she will publish or has published, and after that there will be no more editions, and this is the final edition, and it is borderless. So the other editions had all really busy borders. This is borderless, so I love that. And this is more of a, I don't know if you can see it, more of a collage deck, and it has some interesting depictions of some of the cards. But in the guidebook, she explains very well what you can see on the cards and how this relates to the meaning of the card, and I love that. And normally, I'm not a big fan of collage art or digital art. So this isn't my favorite art of all, but there's something about this deck that other collage decks or digital art decks didn't give to me. It has a very special energy to me, and a very special vibe to it. So I watched walkthroughs and I was, this isn't the style of art I'm looking for. It has some really interesting depictions of some of the cards where it's not clear at first glance why this is depicted. But then I heard how the guidebook explains that, and I watched some walkthroughs and I was like, I normally don't like this art, but there's something about this deck that really touches me. And so this will be my first collage art, digital art, crazy tarot deck because it touches me, even if it's not my art style. Okay, then we have two oracle decks to go. The first one is this beauty. This is the Threads of Fate Oracle, and this has the depictions in gold, and it's really metallical gold like you would see on the edges. And this has gorgeous background stuff going on in there too, where you can really see some scenery as well. So this is two layers put together. One, the actual image for the keyword and for the oracle which depicts this, and the other is the scenery behind it. And I love this. The aesthetic of this is gorgeous. I'm not sure if I will get this shadow edition. In this edition, the colors of the background the backgrounds are much darker and at nighttime and such. And in the normal edition, there are more lighter colors in there, which I actually like more with the gold. But then the normal edition has white borders, which this has not. And some gold images were changed too. And in the background of the normal edition, I love the light colors more than the dark colors, but the scenery, there are more often people and women and mirroring images. And I don't like that as much as those night skies, landscapes, lakes at night, which are used in this one. So I think I'm going to get this one. But the light first edition is beautiful too. And then we have, last but not least, the Fauna Inspiration deck. This is the other animal deck that I talked about in the top 5 oracles. I think it was day 3 of the 31 Days of Tarot when I talked about the wild unknown animal spirits, which I really want. This is also watercolor images. You have a borderless watercolor image of the animal, and on the back you have the animal and a message for it. And I love those watercolor illustrations. So here we have the raven. We have, I think, the bee is in there too. We have also a wolf. We have a stingray, and I love stingrays. I think they're, besides the wolf, stingrays are my second spirit animal. And you really, if you look at all the animals, the animal decks out there may be two which have stingrays in them. And it's actually in the wild unknown. I think there is a stingray. And this one has a stingray too. Um, and in most other animal decks, there isn't a stingray. And I get it because stingrays aren't the populist of animals and the cutest animals in there, but I'm so in love with those animals and they touch me so much that I really like when decks have a stingray in them. And I love this artwork, and then I saw this and I saw, okay, raven is in there, wolf is in there, my spirit animal definitely. And then I saw and I was like, oh my god, how beautiful are these cards? And then I saw that there was a stingray card in there, and I thought, okay, I'm buying this deck. This is gorgeous. So those are the decks that I am anticipating and I am waiting for, and I can't wait to work with in 2020, that I want to buy or that are currently still on the pre-order status and I want to buy. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about these decks, if you maybe still have one of those decks and how you experience these decks. It down in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe the channel. I know there's not much out there yet on this channel, but I can't wait to get videos out there and to film the different things that I have planned for this channel as well. Yeah, so the first thing is the 31 Days of Tarot challenge, but there will be a lot coming. So subscribe that you don't miss out on those. And then thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye.